The agricultural sector contributes 3% to our country's gross domestic product, but it accounts at the same time for over 7% of formal employment in the country. But if one takes into consideration the entire value chain of agriculture in our country, it comes up to around 12% of GDP. It therefore underpins rural development, it underpins food security, and it underpins economic development. The Department of Agriculture, I believe, can turn agriculture in South Africa into the engine room of job creation. Unemployment is one of the largest problems facing our country and is a crisis. Far too many of our citizens do not have access to jobs, and this has led to a hardship and poverty that grinds away on a daily basis in far too many households around the country. I fundamentally believe that in the short term, there are only three key sectors that can stimulate employment and job creation immediately to start to absorb around the 42% of people who are unemployed, the majority of whom are young people. And that is through manufacturing, tourism, but most importantly, agriculture. And I think that with the right interventions, which I want to talk about today, I think we can turn agriculture into that engine room that we so desperately need. The Department of Agriculture has recently conducted our first strategic planning session that will feed into the annual performance plan against which this House and the other House will measure our performance over the coming years. There are 7 key areas that we've identified that are essential to ensure that agriculture can take its rightful place as the premier job creation nexus in South Africa. So the first one of these priorities is building partnerships within the agricultural sector. The Department of Agriculture tends to position itself as the hub of partnership creation across the agricultural sector. It is only through effective partnerships that the department will be able to marshal the expertise, the resources, and the skills that are obtained in the agriculture sector towards achieving the common objectives set out in the Agriculture and Agro-Processing Master Plan, which remains the master plan that drives our inclusive agenda towards ensuring many more South Africans, particularly smaller scale farmers and farmers who we would like to move from a subsistence into a commercial basis, will be able to have a share of the market access both locally but also internationally. Partnerships are the foundation upon which sustainable growth is built. In order to foster these partnerships, the department needs to be responsive to the needs and objectives of the players in the agricultural sector, from small-scale subsistence farmers all the way up to your mega farmers. This also needs to make sure that the objectives of the value chains, as well as the roundtables, and the efforts thereof will depend on our ability to build the desperately needed public-private partnerships that will focus on growing the agricultural sector, supporting food producers, ensuring food security, job creation, and economic growth. This is going to be done through close collaboration with industry bodies, with commodity bodies, to share the experience and knowledge and ensure an open communication channel that will allow the department to be far more responsive and aligned and attuned to what assistance and support they require to improve and grow the sector. Collaboration with the representatives of all agricultural bodies to foster a two-way communication channel that will allow the department to be appraised of the issues, concerns, as well as the ideas of their members. Improved communication, including social media, traditional media, and from the department on interventions and initiatives. A user-friendly and interactive website for the department that will provide a good online interface to share information, data, and knowledge regarding the sector, and an improved turnaround time for requests for assistance, intervention, or information.